What's up gamers, Dreamcastguy here. Well, we just got done with the Electronic Entertainment Expo, and really, it had some amazing games. But today, let's narrow it down to the best of the best. This is my picks for the top 10 games of E3 2015. Number 10. Doom 4. It's hard to believe, but it's actually been 11 years since the launch of Doom 3, and in all that time, millions of fans have been begging for a sequel. After seeing the 20-minute demo of gameplay for Doom 4 though, it seems like the wait was definitely worth it. Blood, gore, shotguns, all of these make a triumphant return in style in this game. What has me by far the most excited though is the lead designer is saying he wants this game to be as hard as the original Doom. He wants you to be truly afraid of the demons following you into the depths of hell. Number 9. South Park: The Fractured But Whole. Over the decades, we've seen a lot of different South Park games, but last year we got South Park: The Stick of Truth, a game that was pretty much loved by all critics. I mean, it was a turn-based RPG that mocked turn-based RPGs. So many elements of it were subtle but hilarious. Well, Matt Parker and Trey Stone have decided to get back together and do a direct sequel, but this time, instead of focusing on fantasy, they're focusing on superheroes. They're gonna have all the South Park kids put on their best costumes and go to war against Professor Chaos. Just the idea of getting to fly around and be crazy, maybe even get to play as Mintberry Crunch himself, well, that alone sounds like it's worth $60. Number 8. The Last Guardian. When this game was first announced, it was supposed to come out on the PlayStation 3. Obviously, that never happened, but now, 8 years later, we see it running beautifully on the PlayStation 4. This game comes from the makers of Shadow of the Colossus and Ico. These are people who know how to truly breathe life into a world. Just seeing this monster's little feathers on his back, or the child's uncertain footsteps, there's a certain life, a certain believability that only this studio has been able to capture. The game itself follows the journey of this small boy, trying to escape this large labyrinth of broken castles and return to his home. His partner and also possible protector is this large creature, who appears also to be some sort of prisoner in this land. You can see arrows in his back and the remnants of chains in some of the art. They must wordlessly work together, solve puzzles and escape, either as one or die alone. Something about this game intrigues me in my deepest core. I'm just so eager to see more about it in the coming months. Number 7. Halo 5 Guardians. Multiplayer and grand story have always been the highlights of the Halo series, and in Guardians we're getting more of both in a big way. The campaign itself now revolves around 4-player teams. One team is led by Locke, working together with the best surviving bounty hunters the humans have, trying to track down Master Chief. The other team, though, led by Master Chief himself, trying to stop a new threat in the universe. It seems the online versus multiplayer is also getting a heavy revamp, with an all-new game mode called Warzone. You and your team are dropped on one side of a map and need to kill your way across this massive area. Each time you're able to capture an objective, you get access to more weapons and vehicles. So therefore it becomes a new extra level. Instead of just trying to shoot all your foes or capture a flag, it's about bases. It's about strategically capturing everything you can to achieve victory. Everything about Halo 5 just looks like more of what we've always loved about this series. Number 6. Ghost Recon Wildlands. Open world games are extremely common now, and finding a good use of all that map space can be a little bit hard for developers. Well, in Ghost Recon, it seems like they've chosen the option of making the entire world your playground. Each time you go into a new area, you have a primary objective, something that needs to be destroyed or otherwise taken out, but the tactics is how you choose to do it. Before setting out on a mission, your team has to carefully choose how they want to attack. In the gameplay demo, we saw one situation being handled 3 very different ways. The goal seems simple: take out this massive drug lab. So the first way, they get sniper rifles and dirt bikes, shooting into the building to scare them out. Then when they tried to flee with the cash, all the other teams jumped on dirt bikes, chased him down and ran him off a cliff. The second time, though, they wanted to be a little more subtle, going into the objective more stealthy. They went in under cover of night with silenced pistols, knocking people out and eventually capturing the drug leader himself. The third time they decided to play through this mission though, it was called Ambush. Here, they didn't worry about strategy. They just decided to blow everything up. Firing rockets, controlling little robots, setting stuff on fire, shooting everybody in sight. Here was probably the most fun because it didn't matter if they killed everybody. As long as they destroyed the cocaine, the mission was accomplished because drug dealers without drugs are just unemployed people out in the desert. This game has me really pumped just because of the multiplayer aspect, the ability to team up with my friends and strategically take down all sorts of targets, blowing stuff up. Well, that just seems like such a blast. Number 5. Uncharted 4. Nathan Drake has established himself as one of the most iconic faces in adventure gaming today, but now we know that Uncharted 4 is his final game. Being his last journey, it looks like they're pulling out all the stops. They're making everything extremely over the top this time around. In the gameplay demo that was shown, we saw some very tight action in crowded streets of this gorgeous city. Cars crashing through walls, grenades sending fruit flying, just non-stop crazy scene after crazy scene. I mean, just look at this scene. Drake is trying to drive through a city pretty much at war. Hundreds of soldiers coming after him, but you can still zoom in and see the mind-melting detail. Individual tiles falling off buildings. There's clearly so much passion going into this, so much that fans are gonna love. Even though this is Nathan Drake's final game, I think they're giving him a proper send-off, and I'm curious to see how his story ends. Number 4. Gears of War 4. After the ending of Gears of War 3, I was always curious how they could do a Gears of War 4. It looks like they're taking things into the future. They're giving us all new heroes and an all new enemy. In this gameplay, we saw a lot of interesting little clues as to what this game's going to be about. These creepy, alien-looking eggs, these crazy armored beasts, this haunting storm on the horizon, the broken ruins they're fighting in. Clearly, this war still has a lot going on. Every Gears game changes up the style, the pacing, even the speed of things. So let's see what's going on in this latest and greatest war. Number 3. Horizon Zero Dawn. In modern gaming, we see a lot of post-apocalyptic worlds, but Zero Dawn, well, it seems to be taking a different direction than most. In this, mankind is driven to the brink of destruction. Technology is no more. This is a land of darkness, with people actually resorting back to a more caveman means of survival. In this world, robots have taken over everything. They've literally assimilated wildlife. Birds, deer, everything is now a robot. So because of that, this world is extremely harsh to us. It seems as if some sort of global event has taken place. Artificial intelligence took over everything, and now, to sustain the ecosystem, it's replaced all organic life with these machines. The story itself will follow a young woman named Aloy, someone who's talented at hunting down these giant machines. She does sneak attacks, uses their parts to make explosive arrows, even hunts down these huge ones that look like dinosaurs. Something about this world just has this allure, this mystery I'm dying to solve. How did this happen? The mix of hyper-advanced science and savage nature, it makes it the most interesting new intellectual property revealed at E3. Number 2. Star Wars Battlefront. At the start of the EA conference, we were expecting some gameplay from Battlefront, but I don't think anybody was prepared for what we actually got to see. A 40-person battle set on Hoth. The Empire trying to get an AT-AT directly into the Rebel base, trying to wipe them off the face of the planet, while at the same time we see Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader charging across the battlefield with lightsabers drawn. Each piece of this seemed perfectly built. Nothing seemed skipped over or skimmed across. In fact, we even saw players flying airships, getting in dogfights above the battlefield itself, jumping onto random vehicles on the ground and zipping around. Even the ground combat itself seems so close and brutal. Everything about it is just things fans have been clamoring for. Personally, I'm excited just to be a random soldier on the ground, to get to pick up a sniper rifle and play my small part in these grand, universal battles I've only read about. This is something I've always wanted, and I think they're pulling it off perfectly. Honorable mention. Okay, Shenmue 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake didn't really get too much shown. They were just little teeny tiny teaser trailers. But holy crap did they blow my mind. I never saw these coming. Just the idea of getting to see Cloud in his dress on a PlayStation 4, oh man, I am so ready for that. Number 1. Fallout 4. Everything about this was truly Fallout 4. Customizable guns, base building, an all-new hero with a secret past we're dying to explore. The Bethesda stage demo showed us a million reasons to be excited for this game. What really got my jaw to hit the floor was that they announced it's coming out this year. The game is apparently so expansive, the game testers have come out and said even they haven't seen all of it. They estimate this game is going to be 400 hours long. Each piece of the Fallout universe we get to experience is better than the last. Playing the main story, or even doing the DLC, everything Fallout is always awesome. The idea that we're getting a whole new chunk of the wasteland to explore, to make our own story in, has me so happy. And that's why I have to give it the award of Best Game of E3 2015, because it's probably gonna be the best game of 2015. Personally, I've already pre-ordered the Ultimate Pip-Boy Edition, and I cannot wait till November comes so we can all get our hands on this game. Is there a game you think should be on the list that didn't make it? Well, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. As always, do me the biggest favor of all and keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.